Hello there everyone. Today I want to cover two mods that increase the diversity and difficulty of enemy spawns you'll find out and about in the overworld. The first of these is Oblivion Remastered Wilderness Overhaul by Madden's Terror 02. This mod does a whole lot. It increases the size of creature pack spawns from the usual 1 to 2 to 1 to 4. It adds many new creature variants, including a chance for mini-bosses to spawn in the overworld, including Spriggan Matriarchs, devastating trolls, night screamers, and more. It adds enemy spawns dependent on region. So in the swamps you might find wandering undead or lost souls, in the mountains, snow wolves and mountain sheep. In the plains you might find wandering wild horses. And on beaches and in lakes you might find groups of mud crabs with larger variants and the elusive king mud crab. You'll also rarely find in the wilderness trophy animals. These are rare variants of deer and boar whose hides sell for much more to vendors. And on top of all this, the mod also makes some tweaks to pelt prices and some changes to creature behavior. For me, the emptiness of the wilderness has always been the biggest problem with Oblivion, and this mod fixes that perfectly in my opinion. It makes it actually exciting traversing the wilderness on your way to discover a new cave. And I just love this mod a lot, and I'll probably be using it from now on. For this mod, there's two different downloadable versions, leveled and unleveled. The leveled version will increase the difficulty of the enemies with your player level, whereas the unleveled will not. So for a more difficult experience, I recommend the leveled version. To pair with this, we have the Ultimate Bandit Overhaul mod by Skullsy RS. This mod does a whole lot to make bandits a much more threatening presence in Cyrodiil. It makes bandit groups larger, so now instead of a camp having only 2 bandits, it'll have 4 or 5. And you'll now find bandits patrolling between caves, ruins, and camps. They do this more often at night. It also adds more random encounters, as well as occasional raids on small settlements and stables. On top of this, it increases the amount of bandits in interiors, and it improves the loot drops to match. Bandit bosses will be less tanky and more rewarding. He's also made some AI tweaks, so bandits will be more aggressive when in packs, but they'll be more skittish when they're alone. This mod does a whole lot to make bandits just seem more like bandits. There's nothing more pathetic than encountering a lone bandit on the road in broad daylight, who then just gets mopped up by a patrolling guard. Like, that's not a bandit. On top of all this, the mod author has also listed some very ambitious goals for the mod, like a follower, a faction, a bandit hideout. So even if this mod doesn't do enough for you at the moment, it might be worth following this guy's progress. As far as I've tested, these mods seem to work together quite well. There might be some conflicts, but I didn't see any of those in my playtime. They both do a lot to enhance the world and the wilderness. Something I've always loved doing in Bethesda games is just wandering around, discovering points of interest but not going in them, and just exploring. And in Oblivion, that always feels really plain. But with these mods, it's a little spicy, with actual dangerous groups of enemies appearing and occasional bosses. It's actually exciting. So if you feel like me, I recommend giving at least one of these mods a shot. Also, I hope you guys like a more focused video instead of my usual overviews, which are just all over the place. Though I will have one of those out soon. Anyways, that'll be it for today, guys. See you next time.